let's just thank our Patreon today, Jaden, Joshua, Jaden. I don't know, one of the ways. You're really nice to us. You've been with us for like a year now. Really awesome, and we really appreciate that. So thank you.
Thanks, JJ. JJ, the jet plane.
Ah!
Yep.
What the fuck is JJ the jet plane?
It's an old
Oh, no.
children's TV show.
What?
Yutaka.
No, I don't know.
I knew that was coming. Okay,
What
so
the fuck is
say my thing
JJ? No, I thought it might be like J. Jonah Jameson kind of thing, but whatever. Anyways, thank you for being a Patreon member. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Horror Hour.
We all go a little mad. Get you.
All right, well, Nick, take it away.
What do I say? Sorry. Welcome to the Horror Hour, where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I am your most beloved host, Nick, of Nick Says Boo fame. And joining us today is Gail's Bangs, Yutaka.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Holy shake as well.
Oh no. Well, hi. How are you all?
5 by 5. And we are joined by someone who is sure to spice up your life, Liam.
Me, hello. What is it you say? I can't remember what you say. I don't watch your channel. Next.
Well, I mean, did you all clock that he didn't have his thumbnail on? We could read him for that, but
Wait, who would have his thumbnail?
Hey.
Not a complete look.
I'm only in half.
Yeah.
You are not doing drag.
And you had the audacity to talk about things being cheap. Speaking of cheap, we are joined by Saving. Say hi.
You're feeling horny, baby. I mean, I'm feeling great. I mean, like my ass is a little bit sore right now, but it's okay because when he was like me, like the scabs started peeling off a little bit. Well, then I started bleeding, so I felt like I was on my period. So I just felt like really nice. I felt
good
pussy.
for you.
Yeah,
It was a release.
Yeah, I like that. I like that feeling. You know, because
Not
I feel like
good.
I have to like run to the pharmacy.
Did you like that feeling, Nick?
I did. I loved it. When I just blew that hole out, I just loved it.
Yeah.
Woo, happy Halloween. Have mercy. Anyways, where am I?
Shut the lights off. I push in. He tells me, take a big inhale. You're going to smell DR.
He used the horns. That's the thing, though. Like, he would.
That's right. Wait. Moo.
Motherfucker,
moo.
Yes. Wait,
Okay.
I think it's only Zoom apps. Is it Zoom? Do I have that? Yes.
Oh, do I have that?
If you have a Mac, you do.
Oh, balls.
Doesn't work for me.
Nick's froze.
Wait,
it said that's
how do
too much.
Oh no. It
That
said Nick
happened?
Nick can't have this much enjoyment.
Yeah.
No, that happened when I was recording. Was it Totally Killer or Chucky? One of the things, because I didn't know that they added that, and you have to like turn it off for every single thing that you use. So I went and did a thumbs up, and then all of a sudden it froze, and I had to restart my recording. I was so mad. Anyways, today we have a topic, which is a great topic. The topic that we have today is inspired by true events. Horror movies inspired or based on true events. Would you like to kick us off, David?
So hateful. Anyways, I mean, this one is for like a special friend that I love so much, and that is Open Water. Because when I was a kid, I remember going to like, what was it, Movie Max? I think it was Movie Max in DR or something like that. And I remember seeing like what? And it was the poster of everybody, like it was just the water, like just them just like struggling and shit, and it was just like the shark thing and all that stuff coming out. And I was like, oh, this is a cute movie, not knowing that this actually happened in real life. I was like, imagination, whatever. And then I researched, and I was like, they call like the Lonergan like couple and all that stuff around the Caribbean, and they were like, doing a whole thing, and it's basically like that what happened. And I was just like confused because my thought is like, how reckless do y'all gotta be to leave people behind? I remember in high school, I was like forensic science and shit. I was like researching this shit, like everything that happened, because I was like so curious because I was
PSI, the DR edition.
Well, because we do that a lot in DR, so there was a part of me that was like curious because I've always wanted to do it, especially with Nick, But I was just like, let's go and all that stuff. But yeah, I basically researched, and they were basically the same thing that the same thing that happened in the movie was like played out. Well, we still don't. There's like things that are missing, like to like the exactly what happened. Like obviously they were eaten, but there's still like so much chunks of pieces of time that were like lost, which makes it even scarier because I'm like. My thought with that movie is like, what is the mindset that you go through when you realize that that nobody's coming for you? It's a short movie. It's not nothing crazy happens until like later. But my thought process is like, what's the mentality you have when you're like, okay, well, we're not gonna get rescued. So that's the movie that's something that's terrified the shit out of me. And then when they started feeling the sharks on their feet, I was like, you know what? I'm good. And mind you, I don't mind watching like sea horror and all that stuff, but that one genuinely, because it feels a little bit too real because there's no like sound, whatever.
I mean, it was made on it was like a low budget, but they turned out like this. It is the tension and the anxiety that is constantly building. Like it's a hard film to watch just because it's so unsettling. But I remember watching that and I was like, I knew I was what I was getting into. I just didn't realize it was like, because you're right. It makes me think at any point when you're in any situation where you're stranded and you're like, well, what's gonna happen?
Oh, can you imagine? What if it was all four of us and we just come up and it's like, all
four of us on a Ouija board?
That's fine.
No.
well, I would not survive very long because I would have killed your ass for getting me in that situation in the first place. I would choke the life out of you. You know what?
See, Nick, you're tied to David, so you'd end up killing yourself.
No, what we do?
Drown you, and we won't even need to be in the ocean.
Strangle Yutaka.
Yes,
and then he could float, and then we could just like sit on him.
You could.
I'm
so full of gas, y'all. I would be a great flotation device.
People use you like the door from Titanic.
There's enough room.
Open Maybe water, though. That movie, back when I like had a huge, gigantic DVD collection, I remember somebody gave me that as a gift, and I never opened it. I never watched it because I was like, absolutely not. I know the plot of this movie. I'm not watching this.
Oh, so you haven't seen the movie?
No, I finally watched it like when it was on streaming, but I never opened it. And it was like 2 or 3 years later, that person came over and they were like looking at my DVDs, and they're like, "Isn't this what I gave you?" And I was like, "Yeah," because it was still in the packaging. And they're like, "You didn't even open it." I was like, "I don't know why you gave me this in the first place. What makes you think that I want to watch this shit?"
It's such a good movie, though. Oh my god!
It honestly, I was impressed.
Yeah, no, like it's effective for such a simple film. Like there's no effects or whatever. Like the sharks are like, it's not like CGI shark. Like it just feels like too real, which makes me uncomfortable. And I love shit like that. Oh my god, because I do want to do some shit like that. There's a part of me that really does want to.
No,
you want to go spelunking, Dave? Why not just call you Dave? Oh my god, David, you want to go spelunking sometimes?
What the?
What are you saying?
Do you not know what spelunking is?
Spelunking?
I know what spelunking is.
Sorry, spelunking. Sorry. Thank you. You gonna go spelunking sometimes? Maybe when you meet George, you can go spelunking in his ass.
Oh, but
the exploration
technically,
because then I have to get the that's hanging off his asshole, and I don't want to do all that.
You got that fixed.
Well, Kev, yeah,
he's gonna be on UK's Botched. I hear.
George.
Ooh.
Oh, for his hemorrhoid surgery or whatever he had.
That bitch will do anything for attention. Don't worry, she's.
We love you, George.
But he is the reason why cave search and rescue was invented. So.
What?
All the men that fall into his ass and don't come out. That's the yeah. It's like the descent.
Okay. Anyways,
they just get sucked up. It's like the hamsters trying to escape.
It's like Anaconda. It's like Anaconda with John Voight. when he comes out.
Hey, I'm trying to keep you on track.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
That's why.
sorry,
But
sorry,
okay.
ma'am.
Leo,
That was a good one though.
you're
Alright.
up next.
Yes. Oh, me. Hello. It is my turn, and my pick is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Because I didn't find out until today
This
that
was
this
fascinating.
actually had a real life counterpart. So Nightmare on Elm Street is based on a Los Angeles. Well, it was inspired by a Los Angeles Times article from 1987 about a group of Southeast Asian refugees who all died in the same way with completely unexplained circumstances because they all died in their sleep, they all screamed out from their sleep and just died. They couldn't
Passed away.
find a reason for yeah,
Oh,
that's right. No. Oh well.
All right.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
I can't find an explanation for it anywhere.
I think I remember reading about, watching that when was it the Nightmare on Elm Street 17-hour documentary?
Never sleep again.
I love that document. I know what one you're talking about. Yeah,
It
never
took
sleep
like 3 days
again.
to watch it.
Yes,
But it was really
it's
good.
good though. Yeah.
It's very good.
Oh, I didn't know that
Yeah.
was never sleep again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's really good.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll
I
have to
remember
have a
they
look
also
at
it was the refugees, and then there was another one that he had researched, Wes Craven, and he said it was like one person who was convinced that they were like going to they kept having dreams of drowning or whatever, and they just died in their sleep. But when they had like went in, it went into the person's room or whatever, they found, which is why Nancy has the coffee maker underneath her bed. They found like a coffee maker and all this shit in the closet, showing that he was trying to stay awake.
You know what's interesting? That Natalie Wood had the same thing. That she always knew that she was gonna die drowning by water, which is terrifying.
Shut up.
No,
That's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
joke?
No, I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead.
Wait,
I researched a lot.
Freddie
It's
died
not
by
a joke.
fire,
Christopher
Jason by
Walken
water. How can
allegedly
we use
killed?
that?
Wait a minute, one at a time. What the did you just say? Yutaka?
Wait, who is the actor who allegedly killed Natalie Wood?
I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but because there was like multiple, because there were multiple people on the boat.
Kevin
When
Spacey.
Okay.
No,
No.
and nobody saw thing.
Yeah, that's
No.
what. Allegedly, I thought Christopher Walken was one of the actors. I
Because he
couldn't
was in
remember.
the boat. He was on the.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, he was on the boat too. But
Yeah.
nobody heard anything. You know what?
Yeah, it was a strange death that still to this day. But yes,
Yeah, like the only.
Like
my
that
mom
sounds.
Huh?
No, go on.
No, like my mom always told me as a kid, like the only wood that doesn't float is Natalie Wood.
Oh my god!
I was like, what? Tonight.
Oh,
Tonight.
tonight.
God.
But yeah, so there wasn't anything really found. They did find that was like a couple of them had possible heart defects, but there was never an explanation given as to why, how. It just happened. But
You ever
just-
say
Ooh, you ever
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that, like, I don't know, like, what do they, urban legend or whatnot? If you die in your dreams, you die for real. Have you ever heard that?
Oh,
Like,
no,
and
no,
so anytime in
Yeah,
your dream,
that's
like
an
when you're
urban
about to
legend,
die,
though.
like you try like hell to wake up. Has any of that like happened to you all? Like, there's a couple scenarios where I were like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, like, because I'm being attacked. Oh my god! And I had to wake up like immediately, and I was, oh yeah.
I don't remember my dreams.
Hypnosil.
Huh?
That's right.
Not a real drug, but okay.
Oh my goodness. No, yeah, that's terrifying. I don't like shit like that. I don't dreams for me are very because dreams are very like my dreams are very
Vivid.
I'd be waking up. Yeah, no, because there's either two sides of me where I have really intense sex dreams.
Yeah, I
or-
figured.
No, like sometimes I'll wake up with like and it's like sticky.
Oh yeah,
So-
I just assumed you already had something in your ass. Like you somehow sleepwalked over to the dresser, put it in your ass, and then you woke up afterwards after you blew.
Well, but the barbed wire makes me feel so like. No, but yeah, like I have-
Yutaka.
Oh, my turn. Sorry.
What is your pick?
Okay. My God, it's so strict up in here. Anyway.
I know. Oh my goodness. So
I've never seen the side of Nicholas. It's
I
making me a bit moist.
know. All right. Well, this is, I guess, well, okay. The real life case is a horror show. But I have to call out this movie because I really love it. It's still technically a drama, I guess, but it's the 2003 movie Monster about Eileen Wuornos.
You, damn it.
Oh shit, were you gonna pick that? Oh, sorry about it. But
That's
it's such a
fine.
good film. Like Charlize, like playing Eileen. Oh, and again, she was like, I think she's one of the few female killers who's been executed. Not many have, because she was executed in
Texas, right?
Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Yeah,
It was in Florida, yeah.
but it's not
One of
it's
the
very
southern
rare that
states.
they execute a woman. It's they're not many. So, and she was also a prolific serial killer, which again, you don't have many female serial killers like that. And it was just, the movie's intense and it's great, and it's, oh my God, I never even knew who she was until that movie came out. And then she showed up in AHS Hotel. It was awesome.
Yes.
Not
Was it Lily
not the
That was a
Ray?
good
show.
performance, too.
Huh?
What?
Liam?
This a great performance
It was-
too. Yeah.
It was was it Lily Rabe?
Ama.
Oh,
Hey,
yes.
Yeah.
She did.
Show us
Yeah,
the-
I was confused. I was more confused
With her
when she
hair.
went to pick up the Oscar. I was like, "Who's this woman?" I was like, "Damn."
They transformed, like Charlize really got, she looked hideous.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Oh,
not like
yes.
Eileen Wuornos was a
It was bad
hot
for
looking
her.
woman, which also
Well,
I'm
that
like,
was the
how
point.
did you get a girl? But kind of thing.
It was really bad for her.
But how does anybody in this room, boys? Well, David goes to the gym now.
So does Nicholas. So
Yeah, and Nick does videos shirtless, so I know what he's doing. He's working
Oh.
on it. He's
Uh-oh.
working on his fitness. He's my witness. Ooh, and put them boys on.
Ooh, were you jerking off, Yutaka? Were you busting that nut? Anyway, sorry.
Thank
No.
you for that, Yutaka. Also, shout out to Christina Ricci in that movie, who's fabulous.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She actually deserved
Yes.
an award for that
Yes.
too. But yeah.
So good.
Okay, so my pick, a movie that really isn't discussed very often on this channel, but my pick is Scream.
Oh, you
I fucking
Um,
hate this.
No.
So
Let me open
it
up
is-
another beer.
the idea originally came from I think his name is Danny Rollins. He
Danny
was known
Rollins,
as
yes.
the Gainesville Ripper in Florida. And
Oh.
Kevin Williamson was watching the news, and they were talking about the murders that he committed. So he went after, I think he killed like 5 or 6 college students. But he was like great. Well, I mean, you have to be crazy to be
5.
murdering people like that. It was 5. But yeah, like when he like chopped them up, but he kind of had like a little bit of like horror movie flair where he would stage the bodies to elicit a shock by whoever found them.
I didn't know this. What?
Yeah, there was like
Scream
one.
wasn't even
Yeah, there was like one girl that he imitated and like put her head on a shelf. It was crazy. It was crazy. But
Oh,
yes,
that's wild.
You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Anyway, sorry.
Zool on a stool.
This is also the idea for Elf in the Show.
I like that. Not Zool.
Zool on a stool.
But I did actually not know that.
Yeah, if
that's
you
crazy.
go
I'm
to
gonna have
Gainesville,
Google
Florida,
these
there's
murders.
there's like a giant mural of all the victims.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I
cool.
remember. I was watching one of those true crime shits on YouTube, and it was after, if I'm not mistaken. Have you seen that the 2 guys that killed that one girl? That
Yeah,
were, like,
they
filmed-
were inspired by the movie Scream, so they thought they could get away with
and
it.
They were like, because they were like, oh, we're gonna leave to go somewhere and other stuff, and one of them went to the basement and unlocked the door, and then she was at home alone, and they murdered the shit out of her. And
Mhm.
that shit, I stayed up for days. I was like, I didn't trust no bitch. Not that
There
anybody comes to my
was-
house, but that
there was
traumatized
a-
the shit out of me.
Like Rocket
It wasn't
looking at the door
inspired
like
by.
they're coming.
Oh, it wasn't inspired by Scream, but speaking of like horror movies that have inspired people to do murders, the case of Jamie Bulger. He was a little boy. I think he was like 5 or 6 or something like that.
In the UK.
and- yeah, and then
We
there was
talked
like
about
2.
it the first time I was on the channel.
Is this
I
Child's
remember
Play?
Yes.
Yeah, it was inspired by Child's Play. But
It's like,
like
it's one of your most heinous cases, I think, in the UK, right?
Yep.
I mean, it was
Parents
nasty.
are
It was nasty.
it's in the news all the time here
Still?
because the two well, at the time boys that did it, they're continuously, now that they're adults, trying to like get parole and stuff. I believe they did actually get out at some point because obviously they were so young when they did it. They did get out.
Oh
I think
shit.
one of them is still out and is has like a new name and is just like a normal functioning adult. But the
That
other
first word out of
one
the sentence.
is
I don't trust
back
it.
in prison because he stayed like capped.
Did he hurt somebody
So,
else?
I think so.
Oh,
It was either drug
wow.
related or it was. I don't think he like murdered anyone or anything like that. But I think there was a touch of the touching.
Pounds?
Gotcha.
Oh.
I don't edit these anymore, so that's up to Pugga to catch that.
No.
I just want to clarify quickly. I don't have a fucking clue what they're referencing here. I'm just going to assume that someone was murdered. I think that's where I'm going to leave it.
The mother of Jamie Bulger is always on like morning shows, trying to get him back into prison. The one that's out, he is continuously still trying to get that one back into prison, saying that it's not fair that he's out.
Speaking of the mother, you know, like the mother of one of the
insane.
Columbine shooters, like she does TED Talks.
I don't know how. Can you imagine though? Like your son is like, because people are gonna look at you crazy because everybody blames, everyone blames the parents. But
Yeah.
like it's like, what the do you
Why
do?
didn't you blame
Like,
your mother? Sorry.
watch George just pop up on the fucking Zoom thing. I'm
Oh
just,
my god.
but yeah, no, like, yeah, that's, I don't know how I would be able to like, because there's always gonna be people like thinking you're the one that, kind of
Yeah.
wrong happened in the household.
You pretty much have to disown your kid and everything, and
Yeah.
you can still love them, but you can
I
also
see.
hate the person that they became and the choices they made.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just up to, there is a brand new news article. John Venables, one of the killers, has been granted a parole hearing.
Whew.
Oh no.
Ah.
Oh, sorry, the pug in me came out.
Oh,
David,
yeah.
what's your next pick?
Okay, so I'm gonna break the rules a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But I'm gonna flip
no
it.
one's shocked.
I want to flip it a little bit and talk about a crime that was inspired by a movie. It's because it's so wrong, and there were two cases from the Clockwork Orange that I remember.
Wait, what?
Oh
I
yeah,
love this. Go on.
I remember I was a sophomore in college, and I was taking a film study course, and one of the class things was like, well,
You don't know the rules?
Have an aneurysm, why don't you?
There are certain rules.
Okay, so I'm gonna break the rules a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
So one of them was a Clockwork Orange, which I love that movie. I also want to get a tattoo from that. But anyway, but there were two cases. One of a Dutch girl that was gang, and they were basically like, we watched the film and we were just like, why not? They had a good time and all that stuff. There was no remorse in the situation, which makes it even like more terrifying. And there was also another one of a 16-year-old boy that he went out, because if you remember the movie, there's a scene where the homeless guy, where there's like there's an attack with, and anyway, so this guy literally stepped on the guy's head. Think of Michael Myers on the curb, like kind of like
Bite the curb.
So,
Thinking
yeah, by the curb
American
and all that
History
stuff.
X. Sorry.
And I know that's not my brain, but yeah, like he basically like stomped the shit out of him and all that stuff, and also no remorse. He was like, they did it in the movie and all that stuff, and I'm like,
oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah. No, it's really dark. I mean, the whole movie's like fucked up. I mean, it was like, I mean, even Kubrick like stopped any like talking about the movie because it was rated X when it first came out. So it was just like completely like nobody wanted to touch that movie. So when this shit started happening, it was like pretty easy to be like, oh, nope, nope, don't talk about it, don't do. Which I mean, first of all, that tells me already that there's something wrong with you if you're like, because I've watched some of the sickest shit and I've never had the single urge to do crazy shit. So I'm like, so for me, I'm like, what the
I got
ticking
a
in that
bone to
day.
pick with you about the sickest shit you watched since somebody talked to me about a movie you said you would never watch again.
What, I don't know what you're talking about.
Somebody brought up the movie Sallow with me, asked me if I should watch that.
Shallow
Wait, Salo, 120 Days of Sodom?
in the
Mhm.
oh.
They've made it so far halfway through
In
the
the
film. And
Salo.
I was like, absolutely not. And all I could think about is you telling me about this film. So absolutely not.
Well, you remember when remember when I told you that the guy took a dump on the floor and then he took her hair and then he was like, eat it, eat it, eat it. Like, oh, like Latrice.
Bad
Yes.
girl.
This is a biscuit
I
that shot me
actually
up. No.
was going to react to that, but this was like this was like very early on when I started my channel. You don't know anything about this, Liam, because you don't watch my channel. But yeah, I was going to react to that because I still have not seen it. But like within the first 5 minutes, there's all those yeah, those scenes, and I'm like, oh no, how do I edit around this? But now I do it because now I know how to do it. But
there's a scene that there's literally like from end to end is like naked young
Dogs playing happily with balls together.
It's a very effective film.
visually.
I didn't know that it inspired people to.
My God.
Wow.
I remember watching this I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like 8 or 9 years old when I saw this movie. So I was like, visually,
Explains a lot.
I was enamored by the lashes. I was like, what is this and what is happening? Because visually, that man, terrifying, but oh my God, like whatever the design behind the visual is.
You're like,
amazing.
I'd sit on his face.
Malcolm McDowell.
So who's next?
It wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
But that
you're
is-
up next.
I've seen that. Obviously, I've seen the film, but I've also seen it as a play twice, and it also makes a very good
homoerotic
live theater experience. It is.
Oh yeah. Because I remember seeing clips of it, and I was like,
and being that full peen on stage, I was like, what?
Yeah, Liam, you're up next. Hopefully you have a pick that's on topic.
I do have a pick that's on topic.
Well, you picked the topic.
he knows I'm gonna see him later, so yeah. Anyway,
I'm going with Ed Gein and the Chainsaw Massacre.
And
So Ed Gein.
Hold on.
And there's a second thing that was inspired by
Psycho.
Thank you.
And Silence of the Lambs.
I special
didn't
taste
know.
Psycho, so because that was the one that I
did
had.
not know that.
I'm sorry. Have you got the stage, Liam. Don't let him interrupt.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So Ed Gein, the butcher of Plainfield. What are you hearting Ed Gein?
I was hearting you. It was your stage. It's your moment.
Oh, I thought we were getting
this is
like
your moment. Have it.
Nick's like, get me the fuck out of here.
I all I know is Ed Gein. But this wasn't on my list. I panicked because Nick took mine.
I mean, the Ed Gein alone is to fill the topic alone. I mean, he did some wild shit.
He did.
Ed Gein.
I don't know.
And
I
not
don't know
shit.
what he
Inspired
did.
2 movies.
You don't know what he did.
3 movies.
Wait a minute.
I know he killed people.
No.
I knew he killed.
No.
Girl.
No. You want a lamp?
What?
Inside joke. Anyways, like he would use like he
I
would,
got it.
yeah. He would take the skin and make like lamps, like Etsy shit and all that stuff, and they would just like find like wild, like crazy stuff. Yeah, so like Silence of the Lamb, Psycho, or like it's very like wild, like everything that he did. It's crazy.
There's so he Plainfield, I believe it was Plainfield, Wisconsin. Not Plainfield, Illinois, but it was Plainfield, Wisconsin, if I remember correctly.
It was Plainfield, Wisconsin, yes.
But so he was from Wisconsin, but he used to go down into Chicago all the time. Also,
Fancy.
like Wayne Gacy did, but they're in Boys Town, the gay district in Chicago. There are 2 bars that actually, I don't know if they still have it anymore. I think people got pissed off, but they had a plaque on the inside saying like John Wayne Gacy used to come to this bar. And there was another one that was like Ed Gein used to come to this bar. I don't remember. It's like, it's one of the ones that they keep like. getting rid of.
Tell you that you were giving like Jeffrey with your glasses and shit.
Oh yeah, whenever I wear my glasses, everyone tells me I look like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Because he has those like
Oh.
old school like 60s, 70s like.
I love like whatever. I
That would
like
be a
it.
cool costume though.
He might be a killer, but he knew a look.
He did.
Yeah, I mean the whole. Yeah, no, I remember because I read Psycho, the Robert Block thing, and I was like, and then I researched like Ed Gein and all that stuff, and I was like, wow, like the whole situation, like when they found the house and all that stuff, stank. Because in the book is very different from the movie. Because in the book he's like like he's fully just psychotic. Like there's no, oh, he's so sweet. Like no, the whole book is just like he's demented and psychotic, and you got to know that. But Alfred Hitchcock wanted people to be conflicted about his feelings, so about their feelings about Norman. So
interesting.
and the TV show and the movie, because he's very in the TV show and the movie he's very, but in the book he's very just like
He's
psycho. Like there's no black and white. Like he's psychotic in the book. So
I'd still get it with Norman Bates though.
Which
I was
Anthony Perkins.
Okay,
I thought he was
gonna
hot.
be like, not little Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Freddie Highmore?
Not little Charlie Bucket.
No. I love Norman
Cheer
Bates.
up, Charlie. Here's my penis.
Charlie! Ow, that hurts! Speaking of, in lieu of absolutely nothing, Yutaka, what's your pick?
Oh.
Hopefully
I
you have
deserve
something
that.
on topic, because we've had, 2 flops.
I'm sorry. I panicked. I'm sorry.
You picked this top. Actually, okay. So I always thought this one, I really love this movie, but you always do hear of real life cases. And I didn't know at the time when this movie came out that there was an actual legitimate trial and people were charged. And so that is the Exorcism of Emily Rose.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, that's good.
It's good.
Is that the one that she's like
she can backbend like Naomi Smalls?
Backbend is one that she's like up in the ceiling and shit, like, is that okay? Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So this was Scott Derrickson's first like exorcism movie, but it was based off this, which again I didn't know at the time, loosely based off Anneliese Michel, a young German woman who underwent an exorcism, and she later died from dehydration and malnutrition. And it went to court, and the priest and her parents were charged in negligent homicide, which again, it's baffling because the fact that it went to trial and the defense was, of course, that she was possessed. And I mean, of course, you hear stories where people try to perform exorcisms.
I object.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They perform exorcisms, and it's just it's a process in terms of like what they put the other person through, whether or not they're actually possessed. And that was just a very, I didn't know, prominent case. And that's kind of what started it off. And the movie is really good because it gives you a look into, sure, she's possessed, but then when it comes to the trial, then you've got the attorneys. Do they really believe in that? And I loved that, 2 different
The Conjuring 3.
The devil made me do it.
Yeah, but this was better than that. So
No.
Oh, the devil made me do it. It's not a bad movie, but it's just like, okay.
It's not part 2, because part 2 for me is like, part 2.
Well, I think part 2 is good.
God.
I mean, the first 2 are really great, but I think that the third one is just it's not scary. It's an entertaining, well done movie. It's just not scary.
And Exorcism of Emily Rose is actually freaky.
I would agree.
When she starts to, like, the actress did that, like, that was her body she was contorting, and that is crazy.
That was Jennifer Carpenter?
Was that the white chicks?
Uh-huh. She went full on, like her physicality was impressive and creepy, and that's what also added to just all of that. And the sound design, and I think some of the shots, I really love that movie. It's one of my favorites, and it is genuinely creepy. So if you haven't watched it, you should watch that, David. I really
I do have it on my list. Like I've had
right after The Faculty and The Lost Boys.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I would.
And Twilight now, because ever since I mentioned that, everybody's bombarding me with like Twilight. Like, when is Twilight coming out? When is Twilight? I'm like, oh,
You know what? I'm just
Mostly by
happy
George.
Chew watched Audition.
Anyway.
That made my day.
Me?
I said Chew. Are you Chew? You look a
I
little
didn't
pale
hear
to be
what you
Chew.
said. I'm gonna chop your bangs off like Helen, bitch, when you're sleeping.
Whew.
I know a lot of
Anyways.
people say it needs to go, but fair. But hey, I was on topic.
Just use your cum and just, you know.
Yeah,
push it
like
back.
there's something about Mary. Okay, so my pick is this little queen.
Hey!
From Haunted House 2?
My pick. What? What did you say?
honey?
I said from Haunted House 2.
I never saw that movie
Oh.
or the first one.
Not even one?
Nope.
No, the Mandingo
my
part.
pick-
You didn't see the Mandingo part. Anyway, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that part
But-
because I didn't see the movie.
He's watched a good movie called The Faculty.
That's right. Oh, Miss Thing.
He's got he's got you
Anyways,
there.
okay. So, my pick is Annabelle. Multiple movies, but the
Beautiful gowns,
the most
beautiful gowns.
accurate part of Annabelle is originally it was a Raggedy Ann doll, the actual Annabelle.
It was. Yes.
And you can visit it in the Warrens Museum that they have.
Would you
Did
guys
they take it
ever
out?
do that?
I don't. No. I don't play with that shit. Like I don't.
Oh no.
You wouldn't go visit it?
No.
Absolutely.
Oh, I
not,
would go.
No.
Well, no. Maybe.
No.
Why
If-
not?
Possibly.
If it's like the house where they have like all the other things, like, or if it's just her block, if they have like all the other shit that they have in the movie, absolutely not. Because some shit might pop out and attach itself to me and then fuck up my life. No, I don't.
Exactly. Well, send George in
I mean,
first.
Whatever.
David,
George is gonna
is it-
visit
is
you.
it
You guys
getting-
are gonna
is it
go to
getting
all those
worse?
places. George is gonna bring you the devil.
Right when he comes to
George is
visit,
the
it's gonna
devil.
be Annabelle.
God
just-
is the devil.
Right.
But the actual, so it is like I said, you can still visit it and stuff like that. But the most accurate like portrayal of it in movies is when you first see her in. Is it The Conjuring 1 or 2? The opening. I think it's the first one, right?
Just
Yes,
She's in
because
the
it's the
first one,
college
yeah.
students. Like that's how.
Right. It was two
Yeah,
nursing
they introduced the
students.
Warrens. Yeah.
So like that's what actually happened is that they had this Raggedy Ann doll and they said that like they gave the spirit come into it, live there for some reason.
Dumbass. Sorry.
And then shit started happening, and then they called in the Warrens, who your mileage may vary, what you think about them. But yeah.
all I know is Patrick Wilson
Very-
looks great in those pants.
yeah.
Patrick Wilson looks great outside of the pants as well.
Yeah, I've seen
Agreed.
his ass in Watchmen. It's good.
Oh, he's got plenty. Whenever you want to see if there is a celebrity naked,
cakes.
you always type in the name of the celebrity followed by LPSG, which is the name of the website. And then you click the first link and then you hit most viewed posts and there'll be all their news if they have any. So if you want to see all of Patrick
David's
Wilson,
is really interesting.
I tried to watch Nick's, but it
Wait,
looked super grainy and awful quality.
Hold on.
And
wait,
I I couldn't.
Wait.
excuse me.
What the f did Liam just say? You know what? I'm working on it, okay? He's one of the few because mostly when you say like male celebs, it's like only up here, but down there is like nothing. Which is like appreciate from him because I'm like, it's a full body workout, correct? Like I don't know. Because I don't
When
know.
he is singing Elvis and The Conjuring 2,
Oh Lord.
He wasn't good in
feels
Does
something.
it do,
Phantom of the
does it do
Opera, but-
things?
oh, so many things.
Annabelle is like, get me off this man's
I almost
lap,
got kicked
please."
out of the theater.
Did you
Oh
see?
my
Did you see Annabelle slightly raised there?
Stop it.
Oh, my bad.
Ray! Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it was laundry day. Okay, so goodbye. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of Patrick Wilson's ass, I need to take my prep. David, you're up next. Do you have another pick?
You should have taken that before you went to see David. Doesn't work after.
How much time does me and David's lack of sexual intimacy, how much like real estate does that take up in your head? Because you bring it up a lot.
I think he thinks
It's
about it.
because
and
your
he's just like,
fans really enjoy it and they also stir it. And your pictures don't help, sir. But I know you guys are friends. You guys are like brothers. Oh, gay
Don't
sex.
talk about fans. You don't even know what that's like to have any.
I don't.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
the facts out tonight.
David.
But yeah, so mine is another Alfred Hitchcock is The Birds, which
What?
it was like, yeah, which it wasn't until 2011 that they figured out what the was going on. But it was a case where I forgot the town, but it was a case where the birds were acting like were having like disoriented and shit. They were like running into like people, running into buildings, running into like everybody, and people were like confused, like what the fuck is going on? Because we're like walking out the house, and birds are not, they don't know what they're going, so they're just like blah blah blah, like they're just like swinging dicks on each other. And it wasn't until 2011 that they figured out that it was the algae that was causing them to have seizures. So I was just like, so it's very interesting. Yeah, because it happened in late, it was like in late 50s, early 60s, and it wasn't until 2011 that they figured out, like, it was like, oh,
Where was
the
that?
birds are like, yeah,
Wait, what was wrong with the algae?
it was
Was it
contaminated.
infected or?
Oh,
was
it's like that.
contaminated.
That reminds me of that movie that George had me watch. The Bay. Was it The Bay?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, wow. He's
Yes.
just a good
Yeah.
one.
So that one, The Bay. It's like it's actually like honestly, George, other than Be My Cat, turns it out every single time he requests something. But whatever, The Bay, great movie. Gross.
You're gonna
but it was-
really enjoy Practical Magic, then.
I can't believe you've never seen
I don't
that.
think I'm going to, honestly, but we'll see.
It's true, gays. He didn't like
Nicole
red, white,
Kidman
and
is in
royal
it, right?
blue.
That movie.
That's understandable.
I compare Practical Magic to Red Riding Hood.
I have to
Oh.
go. Nicole Kidman smiled and
Oh.
split her forehead open again.
Oh, it was before the surgery.
Gotcha. So The Bay, that one was really
She could still use her face then.
it's like all these parasites and shit that like got like bigger
The Bay
and
is
started
nasty.
infecting people because of
Yeah.
like there was like a chicken processing plant, and they were just all the like the runoff and shit and stuff, they were just dumping it into the
Ooh.
water. So then all the things in the water, like, anyways,
Like David shitting in the water.
sick. Did you have anything
this
else
is why
to
this is why David
Dave?
has to have a special
Bed?
bin like they have in hospitals.
A bedpan?
No,
A
like
colostomy
no,
bag.
like no, in a hospital where they've got them special bins that contaminated stuff goes. So David has to
biohazard
shit in one
waste
of
Oh,
bin?
he's saying contaminated
That.
bin. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Contaminated, yeah.
Oh, no, because he heard bedpan and he got a
He
flashback.
did.
Yeah. So yeah.
Ah, my youth.
But yeah, no, yeah, I was very fascinated by that because I was like, what the like, yeah, because they were like decades and nobody knew everybody thought they were like possessed and shit. So, anyways, but yeah,
I didn't know this.
That is indeed fascinating. Thank you for sharing that, David.
isn't it?
Hey, Leon, you're up next. Do you have a pick this time? Or did you just want to sit
I
there and
do.
look pretty?
Both. I'm gonna go. The only one that I have left is the Keddy murders, which inspired The Strangers.
Oh, not
It
this.
is in.
Mm.
I was
I
leaving
love
it for
this
last
movie.
for David's enjoyment.
So
See.
good.
Anyways,
So
continue.
it is an unsolved murder of it's a quadruple homicide.
Damn.
So
Double homicide.
could be us. It occurred in 1981 in Keddy, California, which I don't have a clue where that is. I'm assuming somewhere mountainous, since it was a lot.
Mm.
Do you know where that is as American people?
What's
What?
the name of the
Log?
town in California?
Keddy.
Yeah, it was in
Yeah,
the it
well,
was in the mountains.
am
It was
I
at,
saying
like,
it right?
Yeah,
No, no, I
Keddy.
just, it's
Keddy.
obviously not a popular town. That's why I was just curious. Okay.
yeah, it's like a resort, like you rent a cabin and shit.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
There we go. So they did end up with two suspects. Nothing was ever solved, and it was someone called Martin Smart who died in 2000, and then John Bodie who died in 1980.
Oh, wow.
So suspects, but no actual thing. And they did eventually discover a hammer in 2016, but it didn't provide any additional support in what actually happened. But
a
yeah,
camera?
Hammer.
A hammer.
Hammer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I remember, like the girl, if I
I'm gonna
remember
get you
correctly,
hearing aids.
the daughter, she lived because she went over to a neighboring cabin to have a sleepover, and when she came home in the morning, her entire family was butchered. The grossest part of that story.
Anyways, yeah.
The grossest part of that story, though, that I will never forget, is they said the violence of like how aggressive the person was, that whoever killed him, that they had a butcher's knife, that they had stabbed one of the people in the face so hard with the knife that they literally bent the knife in half.
But the thing
And,
is,
the aggression.
nobody heard anything because these little cabins were so close to each other that nobody heard a thing. Like not even like a like that's the mentality is wild to me because I'm somebody that hears a lot of things. So when you're that close to each other, it's not like these were like condos and condos and shit. It's like how can you not even like hear and like something? That's the thing that bothers me.
Well, they believe it happened between 9:30 at night and 2 a.m.
Still,
so
there was Liam. There had somebody.
I am with.
Well, you
I
see,
am with you up until about midnight.
Had been crushed.
The who?
Oh,
Halloween reference.
So I would be on that train of thought with you for like 9:30 till midnight. Like, yeah, surely someone in the vicinity was awake and heard that time. But past midnight, if you were asleep,
yeah, something because there was one that's a light sleeper up in that shit, and they're like, Carol, did you hear something? Like there would have to be some that was like something ain't right. It's like that, yeah, it's like that case. But remember, you guys were here. I think when we're talking about the urban legends. No, not urban legends. The documentary that was talking about the babysitter that got murdered and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With the mom. And the police. And she called the police, and the police. The only thing they could do was hear her getting murdered with the ironing cord and shit. And they found her and just choked the out. Shit like that is what like
Linda.
And the mom was calling to check in on the baby. And the mom was calling to check in on the baby. And it was just like beep, beep, because the was gone. And I'm like, oh, like And the way they found the body too, it was so sad. It was so sad. And she was like 15,
really bad for her. It was really
13.
bad.
She was like 13 years old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
all right.
Anyways.
Well, that was great. That was a great addition. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yutaka.
Yeah.
Do you have one last pick?
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
I have
everybody gets
one more, but I'm shocked because I really actually thought David would mention this.
Don't act shocked.
And it is on topic. And calm the dude. Jesus. You get horns and suddenly you get bossy.
It's a quote.
I know it is. But it's The Town that Turned at Sundown.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, about the
I love
I can't believe you didn't mention that though. Like the murders that happened in 1940.
Because I have a heart on for Alfred Hitchcock. Okay.
Oh, fair. Okay, that's fair. Called the Texarkana Moonlight Murders. And so it was carried out by the so-called Phantom Killer over a 10-week period. He murdered 8 people, and they still, to this day, never found him. And that, to me, is creepy and crazy. But the movie, oh, God, that movie is... Both. Yes, agreed. Yeah. They both have really great qualities, and they both freak you the hell out. Because it's... like, I don't know, like, the population of these towns, but it's just crazy to me how people are like, oh, people are getting murdered, but we're still going to go out. We're still going to do it. If people are starting to like end up dead in my city, I would have to be like, I'm going to question some choices.
But like would you lock your door though?
Yep, I would.
Proud of you.
Thanks for calling me out.
Did he actually like, was it just like made for the movie, or did he actually do the thing with the trumpet or whatever?
No, I think that was made for the movie, but that was funny as fuck.
Yeah, because the Lover's Link one where she made him like, where he made her listen to her boyfriend getting murdered and all that stuff without I'm like, that's sick as shit. Yeah. But like the whole entirety of that movie, because that's what makes him scary. So it's the ensemble.
Oh yes. Oh,
which is what makes Jason scary. I mean, which what makes what
Jason,
the Hockey Man is
Friday
iconic.
13 part 2. Yeah.
But what makes it, and in the 2009 one too, that shit was when he's bolting at this bitch, like this big bitch with the shit on. That terrified me more than the skate. And oh, that was so good. I mean, Ryan Murphy turned the out with that. I'm not gonna lie, because whatever he went, like, yeah. Because the remake had like
the remake was twisted.
Because the original one had more like a documentary feel to it, but the second one had more like a intense. It was like a gritty, like it was terrifying. Oh my god! Like, so I love those movies. I really do. I think they're like talk about enough.
Just that whole entire town on edge, but people were still like doing stupid things. But oh god, that lead character that you're following around, that she's just trying to get out of the town, but she's still kind of witnessing. It's so good. I agree. The original and the remake have such great qualities that are different from each other that they're just both worth a watch.
Oh yeah, I love. I hate that more people. It's not more iconic that people don't talk about it enough. Because it's terrifying. Like the movie,
it's a shame because it's a creepy ass. Both they creep me out. Honestly, there's just something. Like I just remember like the gas station scene in the remake, and I'm like, oh god, it's good though. But yeah, so Town to Sundown, it's really good. Check it out.
Charlie, sorry.
Great pick, Yutaka.
You've never seen it. Okay. Moving on.
I've seen it. He gets some bangs and then he gets some attitude.
I've been hanging out with Liam all day. Sorry. He rubs off on you.
I'm just sitting here having a lovely time, having no.
You're being very harsh. You're being very harsh.
Very harsh indeed.
I gotta get rid of BritBox because it's not right.
Oh, isn't it the best though? Come on.
I love Brit. That's why I kept keeping up appearances. Anyways.
My last pick, the final pick of the evening, is the Amityville Horror, which is based upon the actual murders and later haunting of I think it was Ronald DeFeo. Is it Ronald?
At least no, I remember the last name's DeFeo.
Ronald DeFeo Jr. Yeah, he killed his entire family with a shotgun while they were in bed. And then later on, the Lutz family moved into the house, and I think they were, how long were they there? They were only there. What?
I keep thinking about this. Would you buy it?
Oh, yeah.
Would you live in it? Knowing the history.
Yeah.
No, absolutely no. Are you crazy?
When people are like, oh my God, I would never move into a place that had murder.
History
why?
Isn't real.
I guess that's why George didn't know about Vietnam or the Underground Railroad.
You know, the thing is though, that people get easily influenced and they start thinking that they're probably possessed when they're not, and then they start doing some wild shit. And I don't trust people. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna move in. I'll probably move in by myself, but the house is too big for myself, so I ain't playing with that shit. But people play too much. They'll be like, oh my God, I'm seeing shit. No, you ain't. No, eat your breakfast. No, you ain't. Let's move on.
The top energy. But yeah,
top energy.
Oh yeah.
But then I don't think a lot of people realize this, but that house was investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren.
It was.
It's one of their famous cases.
It's okay to put them on the map, honestly. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that one. The Devil Made Me Do It. And
I forgot about it. Okay.
Technically, The Conjuring is based on a real thing too, because you could there's actually YouTube. I'll send you guys the link.
I loved The Conjuring, by the way.
Well, all of the Conjuring films that are based on their cases. All of them.
No, but the beginning of The Conjuring 2. Remember that sick ass beginning when she starts screaming like crazy? Oh, her scream.
Because that was DeFeo, right?
Well, it was in the Amityville house, but I don't remember.
That's what. Yeah.
But
that whole DeFeo like murders, like, oof.
Yeah, that was wild. Oof.
There is like 50 Amityville movies.
Have you seen the Karen one? The one of the
oh my God, that's so stupid. It's great.
I want to watch it so bad. We gotta add that to the list, like bad horror, like yeah.
I want to. Oh my God, there's so many Amityville horror films on Tubi.
Does anybody else have any others that they want
Nick,
to?
Your pick went by so quick.
Just a quick mention. It isn't. I'm not going to. So it's a TV series from the UK, And this is a recommendation to you three to watch it because it is very good. It's called Four Lives, and it's about the grinder killer in the UK.
Done. Hold up.
Is it
All
the
right.
same grinder killer that like he had a Netflix movie or something? The Grinder Killer. I think that's what it was called.
Did it come out in 2022?
Yes, it did.
I have no idea. I just know that he was
No, I'm
busted
asking.
looking.
Oh.
No, yeah. The short eye thingy, Four Lives. It's got Stephen Merchant in it.
I love him. Oh god. Oh.
So he is. Oh, he is
What?
creepy looking in it.
I know. I'm
busted.
seeing the bald picture. He looks like the guy from Poltergeist. That the song
Busted.
that
David.
George always sings. He
Oh
is
no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Wait a minute!
I actually don't have BritBox.
Wait a minute! Wait a
but I
minute!
will
Wait a
be
minute!
getting
Are
it
gay
tonight,
men that
Liam.
desperate in
Thank
the
you.
UK? What's happening?
So
He looked handsome before, I feel like.
Oh, okay.
he didn't look handsome.
Oh.
He didn't look
But I like Stephen Merchant.
bad. He had a wig and stuff like that. He like hid the way. He didn't look as bad
Oh, I'm watching this tonight. I'm
at
so
first,
excited.
but then like thingy he was. But yeah, it's got a really good cast in it, and it is based off of the Grinder Killer in London. Stephen Port, who murdered multiple young men through hookups on Grinder.
I have a whole movie playing in my head right now. Like, what would you do if you're like horny and all that stuff, and a guy literally just starts either pulls out a gun or a knife? I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm saving the
It was
conversation
2000.
for
It was
after
between
hours because I can give you a
2014 and
story.
15.
Oh, okay. Because I'm curious about what you guys would do in the situation. Because I'm like,
2015.
I will tell you exactly what I did.
24. It started in 2014 and ended in 2015. When he was apprehended. But there's
What if
like
George ever talked to him?
No, George wouldn't have been in London then. But there was 4 murders and multiple. We don't know how many. It's not. I don't believe everyone has come forward. But there was multiple.
Oh, okay, that's awful.
Oh no, I know. Things like that make my stomach turn because it's a little too close. Well, I don't have it anymore, but stuff like that is a little too close to home. I don't
But
like
the series focuses more on the families.
Okay, thank you. That was my question because I don't like to sit through that.
No, it's so the series is more like it only focuses on the 4 people who were murdered, and it focuses on it focuses on the family that were there if they had family.
No, I'm gonna start this tonight, honestly. So
families and friends. It is such a good show. It is disgusting how this was able to go on for as long as it did. And obviously watching the show you will find out why it went on as long as it did. But obviously homophobia was at play.
It's like remember, I don't know if you guys saw the Gianni Versace, the Ryan Murphy show, the true crime. That was also another case because of what happened.
Johnny Versace?
Gianni. But yeah, the whole homophobia, they were like they had his like in the pamphlets, like his face and all that stuff, and they just kept it in the trunk, and they were like whatever and all that stuff. Like people were getting murdered, and they never put his picture on things and all that stuff. It was sick. It made me sick to my stomach, and that I had a hard time finishing that show because I was like
good show, but yeah,
every episode. I was like crying every episode. Like oh my god, when gay people get attacked, when anybody gets attacked, obviously, but when gay people get attacked for me, like that makes me feel I can't process that.
You should watch It Chapter 2.
Oh, I'm not watching that shit because people tell me that's a gay bash. I'm like, why am I gonna watch that shit for 3 hours?
I'm not gonna lie. No. I mean, because if you've read the book, that's a big part of the book, all of that. But I will say that was very uncomfortable to watch. Very uncomfortable to watch.
Oh yeah. I watched the second one. I seen them both in the cinema, and I was just like, "Oh,
it was."
I don't want to watch this.
There's
Well,
just
I mean,
some things that are hard to
it's
watch,
quite quick in the movie, and
but
and
it was just visceral. It was mean, like
was.
mean.
But there was a point to it, so
Yes, there was. Like I totally get that, and yeah, but
I just don't think
we
I
know
understand.
Nicholas has got to
I
end this.
understand. Yeah, I understand why it's there in the film. So I'm not in the
Yeah.
book. So I'm not mad at it because it does pass a message across
It
to
does.
heterosexuals that
Mhm.
that is clearly worse than this fictional thing that's happening. And this is
Exegesis.
real. So this is what
Yep.
you should be mad at. It was putting across a message. So
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
What
And-
but like what if some straight people are like, well, the messaging is throwing a gay over a bridge is an effective way to
we can't really control that, can we? They already think that. The ones that think that already think that, and we're never going to change them
Why
people's
don't go
minds.
across bridges?
And they're already going to throw gay people across bridges, whether they've seen it chapter 2 or not. So to me, that's not changing shit.
Well,
Oh,
on that note, this has been a great episode. You can find the Horror Hour at the Horror Hour on YouTube.
TV,
The Horror Hour TV. Oh, yeah, look at that on YouTube. Also on Patreon,
On Tubi.
or as
Anyway,
Liam says,
but,
Patreon.
Oh my god, Tubi would be amazing. I would die.
Can
But
you
yeah,
imagine? Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes.
And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And I don't know what else to say. So
oh,
bye.
can I say one thing?
Catch us on X and
course.
Instagram at the Horror Hour TV.
Oh yeah, all those things too.
That, and hey, look, if you don't want to watch a movie by yourself, and I pick a lot of good or bad films, and you want to become a channel member, you could do that. We do weekly watch-alongs, TV shows and films. So you probably see my face more than you want to, but I mean, we did just watch
It's
season 3 of
unsettling.
Chucky, and it was a blast. So, yep, that's it. Oh, I gotta hit buy. Sorry.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.